Some people have a special talent. They can repair anything, anything that breaks in the world, except the things that break inside their own heart. This is the story of a boy who fixed everything for others. But no one knew he was the one who needed fixing the most. There was a 16-year-old boy named Miles Carter. He lived in a small town in a small house with a big silence inside it. Miles had a gift. He could repair anything. A broken watch? He could bring it back to life. A rusted bicycle? He would make it run smoother than new. A toy with no sound? He could make it sing again. People in the neighborhood would say, "If it's broken, take it to Miles." But what they didn't know was, Miles himself was broken too. A year ago, Miles lost his father in a sudden accident. His father was the only one who understood him. The one who taught him how to fix things. The one who gave him confidence. After his father's death, the house felt empty. The world felt cold. And Miles felt like something inside him shattered forever. His mother worked 2 jobs. She left early, came home late, and hardly smiled anymore. Miles pretended to be okay. He smiled at neighbors, fixed their things, helped everyone. But every night, when he sat alone at his desk with his tools, he remembered his father's voice. "Anything can be repaired, Miles. You just need patience." He wished he could repair himself. But he didn't know where to begin. One rainy afternoon, something happened that changed everything. Miles was working in his small garage. The door opened, and a little girl around 8 years old walked in. Her name was Sophie. She held a small wooden music box tightly in her hands. Her eyes were red like she had been crying. Miles asked gently, "Is something broken?" Sophie nodded and opened the box. Inside was a tiny metal ballerina figure, but it wasn't moving. The tune wasn't playing. The box looked old, fragile, tired. "This belonged to my mom," she said softly. "She passed away last winter. This is the last thing that sounds like her. Can you fix it, please?" Miles's heart tightened. He saw his own pain in her eyes. He knew how it felt to lose someone who meant everything. He took the box in his hands and said, "I'll try my best." But deep inside, he wasn't sure. That evening, Miles sat at his desk. The music box lay in pieces. He tried everything he knew. Adjusting gears, cleaning rust, rebuilding springs. Hours passed. He skipped dinner. He skipped sleep. But no matter what he did, the ballerina refused to move. No sound came out. Miles leaned back, exhausted. For the first time, he whispered, "I can't fix this." It felt like failure. Not just because of the music box, but because he felt powerless again, just like the day he lost his father. He looked at the broken pieces and said, "Dad, if you were here, you would know what to do." A tear dropped onto the wooden lid. The next day, Sophie returned. Miles had to tell her the truth. He held the broken box in his hands and said, "I'm sorry. I couldn't fix it." Sophie's little face fell. She looked down, tears forming again. "My mom used to wind it every night," she said. "She said this music would always remind me she loved me." Her voice broke. "I don't have anything else of hers left." Miles watched her cry, and suddenly, something inside him cracked open. He realized Sophie wasn't just losing a music box. She was losing a memory, the same way he feared forgetting his father's voice. In that moment, he made a decision. "Give me a little more time," he said. "I won't give up." "Not this time." Sophie looked at him with hope. Miles felt a new kind of determination rise inside him. For the next few days, Miles worked non-stop. He went to the library to read about old music mechanisms. He searched online for repair techniques. He practiced on other broken boxes from thrift stores. He failed again and again. Springs broke. Gears jammed. Nothing worked. But Miles refused to stop. Late at night, when his mother peeked into his room, she would see him sitting under the lamp, hands shaking from exhaustion, eyes focused like a scientist on a mission. He wasn't fixing a box anymore. He was healing a memory. He was fighting to protect someone's love. After 4 days, on a quiet evening, he finally found the solution. A tiny spring hidden under a panel had snapped. It needed to be reshaped and adjusted manually. It took him 2 hours. But then, he turned the key. The ballerina lifted her head. The music started playing. Soft, beautiful, heart-touching. Miles stared at it with tears in his eyes. He whispered, "Dad, I did it!" The next morning, Sophie returned. Miles placed the restored music box in front of her. Try it, he said. She turned the tiny metal key. The lid opened slowly. The ballerina rose, and the melody began to play. Sophie gasped. Her eyes filled with tears. The good kind. She hugged the music box tightly. Thank you, she whispered. You didn't just fix this. You fixed something in me. Miles smiled, but inside, he realized something deeper. Maybe helping others heal was his way of healing too. Time passed. Miles grew older. He studied engineering. He opened a repair center, not just for machines, but to help people who needed hope. One afternoon, years later, a young woman walked into his shop. Miles? She asked. He looked up. It was Sophie, all grown up. She held the same music box. It still works, she said with a smile. And whenever it plays, I remember kindness. Miles felt warmth in his chest, because at that moment, he finally understood something his father always said. Fixing things is not about tools. It's about heart. Sometimes the people who help others the most are the ones hurting the most. You never know who is fighting a silent battle. A small act of kindness can repair someone's entire world. And sometimes, helping others heal is the best way to heal yourself.